Hey, kia ora. Hope you're doing well and, woo, life is woo. Anyway, I've got a mate's B&W DM580s. Are they 580s? Yeah, pretty sure they're 580s. I'll flip the camera around. So, look at that wood grain, eh? Beautiful. A fine imitation. Anyway, they're upside down because, hey, that's life, isn't it? It's upside down. Drivers and everything are mint. Really just came in for some repairs to the grills, and it had no, surprisingly there's no spikes. I don't know whether these are supposed to have a little plinth or something under them, but yeah, quite surprised there was no recessed inserts for some feet or spikes, because that's what happens sometimes, not always, but there's that possibility opened up for yeah, just where you place them. Hey, sure you wouldn't do that, but anyway, these have come in because of the just a slight water damage. I don't know if it's so much water damage or moisture. Yeah, it's probably just moisture and general wear on the bottom, so the corners had significantly rounded off and been damaged, which really detracts from the whole look. So the nature of restoration, this is how I roll when I repair corners and things. I just use a PVA. Usually I prefer to use a natural timber. So there's a bit of macrocarpa underneath here, sawdust, in the first build up phase of the corners and the edges. And then I just picked up some sawdust down from the local Mitre 10, because off their cutting saw, so it'll be a little bit of a mix of untreated and possibly a little bit of treated in there. So obviously wear a mask is the recommended protocol if you're putting this on, but it's just basically sawdust and PVA. You put your PVA down first, cover all. This is after sanding away all the flaky and any sort of aged, particle board or compressed boards go like when they've had some susceptance to water. So that's basically what you're doing, is just getting that sanded or grinded back. I just use a what did I use? I just used the sanding disc on a 4-inch grinder just to buff that off. Oh no, I think I might have used the orbital sander just with the 125mm discs. So you've done all the four corners, and as I said, you just put your layer of PVA down, press in some sawdust, a bit more PVA, and it becomes like a sort of a putty, and you're actually making compressed wood just with your fingers and pressing and shaping with the PVA and the sawdust. And eventually it might take you 1 or 2, 3 applications to get it up full enough again to sand back and get a nice clean corners. And then plan on this one, I've got a paint, I think it's a Dulux Metallic Effect paint or a shimmer paint, which is very similar to this coloured grey. So, but in a sort of a unique, same sort of metallic-y look. So basically we'll take the paint right down to there in the grey shimmer and take it back on an angle to cover around to about here, straight across. paint the bottom obviously, and so you'll have a nice sort of cut and angle on that side, which will give it a bit of character, a bit of style. Actually, it'll come out really nice. And plan is, I think I'll put some spike or feet inserts, just screw those in as well to complete the job. These ones, you know, being a vintage, depending on what sort of exposure they've had to sun and elements. This one just had a little break in the plastic grill, so I cut a piece of acrylic and have just glued that in, and I've still got to do just a final sand on that, or grind back, get that smooth. And we'll definitely put some new grill cloth on there, because this is still, it's not too bad. There's the odd hole here, there's only a minor hole here and there, but it's still got that aged feel to it. And yeah, you can see there's a little bit of wear, so better to replace that. So some new grill cloths, and then there'll be el complete. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. If you're still listening at this point, you're a champion, and good luck and sail well with your endeavours.